Hey, good afternoon, First Impressions team. At least it's afternoon when I'm recording this video, and I'm outside enjoying some of the beautiful weather that we're having today. And I hope that you're able to get outside and enjoy some of it today too. Um, in a perfect world, I would love to get together with everyone, have a meeting where we can see each other face to face and encourage each other. But we're not in the perfect world yet, and so I wanted to take some time to communicate with you again. I'm still dealing with health issues since I've been diagnosed now with an autoimmune disease that they think has all been related this whole time since the very beginning when I got sick. And so I'm still in the waiting phase of now trying to get medication regulated so that I can hopefully throw this thing into remission and just see what God does with it. So thanks for your patience and just for your willingness to serve at CEC as an usher. Um, I want you to know that Kathy Sandstrom and I have been working really hard to update a ministry description for the ushers because the last one was done about 4 years ago. And, a lot changes in 4 years. And so we wanted to take some time to make sure that you have what you need in order to serve as an usher. Now, many of you have been doing this for a really, really long time. And so you might read some of the things on the attached document, and there might even be some things that you think are kind of funny and maybe don't need to be spelled out. But when somebody's coming new into the ministry, it's helpful if you have some of those even super basic things spelled out. And it's always good to review what you think you know. So I had Jeff read this ministry description, and he said he learned some things. There were some things on there that he really didn't know or hadn't remembered reading before. So he found it helpful, and I hope that you find it helpful as well. One of the other things that Kathy and I have been talking about is what it means to be a head usher, because that is something that Tom used to do on Sunday mornings. Tom was the person who gave direction on which of the ushers was going to go out into the parking lot and patrol the parking lot. I think Tom was the counter of people in the sanctuary. He would assign who was going to count the offering on offering Sundays. I think he would be the person who would decide if we needed more chairs out, things like that. And so that's something that in any kind of situation, you always need somebody who's going to be the point person. And so we called that the head usher because that's what it's been called. But as Kathy and I were talking about that, there's a possibility of trying to ask somebody, hey, could you be the head usher and be that person all the time? Kind of the way Tom was as the head usher over all the ushers in the usher schedule. But as we look at all of you who serve as an usher, all of you are fully capable of fulfilling the duties of a head usher. And so what we decided was we would ask you, as people are being scheduled, if you'd be willing to consider being the head usher and being that point person for the month that you're on. And so Kathy will be asking if you're willing to do that. That role and those duties are listed in the attached document in the ministry description. And so it'll be very easy to see what the responsibilities are and to fulfill them. And I'm fully confident that you're all capable of doing that. And so it's not going to be a problem or an issue. When you create a document like this, there's always a balance between trying to include every possible situation and scenario that might happen and making this hugely long document that's so detailed that nobody's ever going to read it, and keeping things very succinct. So we tried really, really hard to keep this document to 2 pages and yet include the information that you need in order to serve as an usher. So I want to again encourage you just to take some time to refamiliarize yourself with this document, to look at it. If you have any questions about things that are in the document, just ask Kathy or ask me. And again, I just want to say, if it's possible for you to say yes when Kathy asks if you would serve as an usher at CEC, just please try to do that if you're available. We're super grateful that you've already said yes so many times, and that you're willing to serve as an usher. And I just want to remind us again that, we only get one chance to make a first impression on guests when they come to CEC, and oftentimes it's the greeters and the ushers who have that opportunity. And so, how people are greeted and treated on Sunday morning makes a huge impact on for guests on whether they come back to CEC, and for a church family, just for, they could be at the end of a really, really terrible week. And how they are greeted and treated on Sunday mornings makes a huge difference in their day and even in their lives. So I just want to say thank you. Thanks for taking the time to listen and for taking the time to read the ministry description. And thanks most of all just for loving God, loving people, and serving both. So, again, I hope you get out and enjoy this weather today. Have a great day.